always know where I'm headed, but I always find a way to keep going. Roll with me.
Peace, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about disappointment. And I'm 100% sure that's something that we all experience. And I know we've all had moments where it feels like a punch to the gut. But today I want to talk about how to navigate, those feelings, um, and how to handle it in like healthy ways, I guess. Disappointment is one of those emotions that can feel like super heavy. Maybe it's when plans fall through, expectations aren't met, or maybe that's something you've been working on or working hard for just doesn't come to fruition like you thought. I know for me, when I feel disappointed, it often leaves me questioning things like, why didn't things go the way that I thought they would go? And sometimes I'll even ask myself if I did something wrong. Um, so that goes to show you disappointment can really like shake us up, especially if we're not expecting it. It can make us feel like we failed or that something's wrong with us. But the reality is, disappointment is just a part of life. It's actually just a reaction to unmet expectations, and it happens to all of us. So, here's one thing I've learned about disappointment. Like I said before, it's often tied to our expectations. When we expect things to go a certain way, and when they don't, it feels like the rug gets pulled out from under us. So, I've had to ask myself, why does it hurt so much when things don't go as planned? And I think it's because deep down, we all want things to go the way we imagine them. And we want control over the outcome. But when things shift, it's hard to not feel like it's a failure. That's normal. But here's the thing, disappointment doesn't define us, it's how we respond that truly matters. So here's the shift in perspective that I want to offer. What if disappointment isn't necessarily a setback, but just part of the process? What if everything we go through, even the hard stuff, is leading us somewhere? Um, Often I have to remind myself that things don't always go as planned, and that's okay. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes setbacks or disappointments are just a part of the journey to something better. Um, you may not see it right now, but there's always a bigger picture. It's super easy to get stuck in the feeling of why me, but when we take a step back and really give ourselves the opportunity to do so, we can start to see things differently. Sometimes the things that don't work out for us are actually to create space for something even better to come along, or even better experience. Sounds good, right? So, how do we handle disappointment without letting it define us or knock us off course? Um, I have a few things that have helped me cope and start moving forward. Matter of fact, probably going to have to follow my own advice as soon as this video is over, because um, that's what I'm working through, right? But the first thing you should do is take a pause and give yourself permission to feel your feelings, right? Disappointment is very valid, but, and don't, I would suggest not trying to rush through it. Just take a moment to feel it, but don't stay stuck there. Because as we all know, emotions are just visitors. They come and go. Two, reflect on what you can control. When I'm feeling down, I remind myself that while I can't control the outcome of every situation, I can always control how I respond. And my response can shape the next step forward. Number three, my favorite, is shifting your focus to gratitude. When I find myself really starting to spiral and go down a rabbit hole of foolery, I try to eventually redirect my thoughts to gratitude. Like, what am I grateful for right now? What's going right? And focusing on what's going right can help balance out the disappointment. Four, sometimes you have to reach out for support. Like if it's really taking a toll on you, you might have to phone a friend and just vent and get it out, and allow somebody to help you kind of process your feelings, or just be there for you. I like to write. That's I trust writing in my journal and venting there than putting that energy out into someone else's world, if that makes sense. And the last thing is to trust the process. Trust that there's a plan for you even when you can't see it. Life, as I said before, is very unpredictable. And while it may seem challenging, or while you may be feeling that disappointment, it's almost always, you're almost always being led towards something better, even if it's a better day, a better time, a better experience. I know it can be hard to trust the process when you're feeling stuck. I've been there. But I also know from experience that some of the biggest blessings come when you least expect them. And that some of my past detours and disappointments were exactly what I needed to find my way to something better. Or I'm trying to think of a super simple example. Oh yeah, I think I shared a video before about it. Like having my mindset to go into one of my favorite one of my favorite walking spots, and woke up prepared and did everything, and got to the location and it was closed for construction. When I say I was disappointed, I was I was very disappointed. And what ended up happening was I allowed the GPS to navigate me to an even better spot. And it is amazing, right? It was an amazing experience. I think one of my first videos was about it, so I'll share it in either in the description, or I'll link it somewhere somehow. But yeah, that's all I got. That's I'm gonna leave that alone. So I just want to encourage you today that when you face disappointment, don't let it define you. Instead, just trust the process. Allow yourself to feel, then shift your focus to what you can control and how you can grow from the experience. Know that your journey isn't over just because something didn't go as planned. The path is still beautifully unfolding, and you're right where you need to be. Yeah, I needed that. So remember, no matter what happens, you're on the right track. So keep moving forward with faith, knowing that the best is yet to come. As always, I'd love to hear from you and honestly hear how you cope with disappointment and what steps you take to trust the process. Drop your comments, thoughts, feedback below. And if this video helped you or you think it could help someone else, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this with someone else. I know that life be lifing, and sometimes it's an adventure trying to navigate through it, but I appreciate you all for rolling with me and spending time with me today. Until next time, beautiful people, humans, spirits, I love you. Peace.